Welcome back, football fans. My name is Stevie Zooks, and I'm the only Dolphins fan you know. I watch the games, so you don't have to. In this week's episode, we're going to be talking about the Dolphins' 31-28 loss versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, this game was one of the more evenly matched football games of the Sunday slate because this game also did go into overtime, and both teams were also neck and neck the whole game. They're punching back and forth, scoring points. The other team scored points, getting stops one way, getting stops the other way. So this was probably one of the top 5 games of Sunday, actually. So the Dolphins got the scoring started off middle first quarter. Derek Carr threw a pick to Landon Roberts, who took it right back to the house for 7 points. So the pick 6 automatically put the Dolphins up by 7 and started it off on a good note. The Raiders on the very next drive pushed the ball down the field and got into Miami territory. They eventually went for it on 4th and short and weren't able to get it. So the Dolphins, the very drive that they just turned the ball over on, they were able to get a run up the middle for Malcolm Brown for a touchdown. So that put the Dolphins up 14-0 in the first quarter, actually. So me as a Dolphins fan, I was sitting on my couch. I was so happy because I was not expecting us to play this good against a team that was undefeated and had 2 really good wins against 2 really good teams. So I was very ecstatic about this game so far. After the Dolphins scored and they went up 14-0, the Raiders had a drive and they ultimately ended up punting, and they pinned the Dolphins back on the 1-yard line. And not shortly after, the Dolphins had one play, and it was, honestly, you could feel the game change from right there. Jacoby Brissett threw the ball to Jalen Waddle in the end zone, and the Raiders got a safety, and they got 2 points and the ball back. I was very pissed about this play call because most of the time when you're pinned back at the 1, you try to run the ball a couple times and kind of, not get pinned back in the end zone so you can be able to pass. And most of the times if you pass while you're in the end zone, you're going to get sacked for a loss with also the safety. So it kind of screwed the Dolphins. I didn't like the play call. I was very pissed about it. But, it happens. So then the Raiders ended up getting the ball after that, and they immediately got a field goal right after. So if you really think about it, the Dolphins it was kind of their own fault that they gave up 5 points. I would have rather them just get the 3 and we just take the 3 and out and punt it back. But you never know what happens, honestly. But that ended the first quarter. It was 14-5, and I'm still feeling pretty good about my Dolphins at that point. In the Raiders' first drive of the second quarter, they were able to drive the ball 76 yards, and that ended in a Derek Carr touchdown. And this is where it really started getting bad for the Dolphins because, they just gave up the safety, they just gave up the field goal, and the Raiders were eventually able to finally cash in on a touchdown. And this, honestly, all the momentum was on their side at this point. So at that point, it's 14-12. Dolphins are still winning. And you're kind of just thinking at this point, if the Dolphins can just get some points before they go into halftime, I would feel a little better about it because the Dolphins also received the second half kick. So the Dolphins did eventually drive down the field. They got into field goal range for our automatic kicker, Jason Saunders. And what does he do? He misses his first field goal of the season. And at this point, I'm like, we're definitely going to lose. Because you can kind of sense when a game's going to turn on its dime. And you felt right there. Missed opportunities, and that ended up biting the Dolphins in the butt at the end of the game. After I kind of simmered down a little bit after the missed field goal because I cannot stand when we miss field goals because that's just an easy 3 points. You kind of realize you're still up by 2. That's all you can ask for. We have our backup quarterback in, Jacoby Brissett, who's honestly played like a veteran, and he's played way better than I thought he would. So at the end of the day, at least the end of the second half, I was kind of feeling, I felt a little better about it because the Dolphins did receive the second half kick. And what did they do? 3 and out, they punt the ball right back to the Raiders. So they didn't benefit out of it at all, and I was very frustrated at that point. So we do end up punting the ball back to the Raiders at middle of the third quarter, because we literally did nothing, absolutely nothing. And what did they go do? They drive down and score a touchdown. Derek Carr pass to Hunter Renfrow, and then I'm thinking, oh boy, we are in trouble now. And then after that, the Dolphins were able to get the ball back. They got a couple first downs, but ultimately they ended up punting again, which made it even more frustrating. And then at the end of the third quarter, what do the Raiders do? Scored another touchdown. So at that point, it's 26-14 going in the fourth quarter, and I'm like, all right. Put me out of my misery. Just get the fourth quarter. Let's just get this over with. So if you can't tell by now, I'm honestly not a very good fan. I'm very loyal, but I get very emotional and I get all in my feelings, and I got very butthurt at this point because I expect something from the Dolphins every week, and I usually end up not getting it, and that's what makes me the most rage-inducing man you've ever seen, especially as a Dolphins fan. But as the loyal Dolphin fan that I am, I sat through it. I watched the fourth quarter anyways. So the first drive the Dolphins had, they went down and scored a field goal, so that ended up making it 25-17. So you're still thinking, hey, we have a chance. We could score a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and tie it up maybe. But our defense has to play huge, and boy, did they. The Raiders, their next two drives, they actually had to end up punting the ball back because our defense actually caught some fire there at the end of the game. The Dolphins did end up at the end of the quarter. They scored a touchdown by a Jacoby Brissett scramble right up the middle, and I was so happy. So at this point, you're thinking, if they get a 2-point conversion, we're going right into overtime. But the bad thing is I rarely ever see the Dolphins make a 2-point conversion. But in Dolphins fashion, they proved me wrong, and when I wasn't expecting it, I got something out of it. Jacoby Brissett passed the ball to Will Fuller for a 2-point conversion and ended up tying the game at 25-25. At this point, I'm saying, hey, I'll take it. It's 0-0 basically. So going into overtime, all we got to do is get if y'all don't know the overtime rules, if the first team that gets the ball, if they get a touchdown, game over. So I'm hoping maybe the Dolphins get the ball first, go get the touch. Unfortunate for Dolphins fans everywhere, the Raiders got the first overtime kick, and they went down and got a field goal. So at this point, it's 28-25. All the Dolphins got to do is at least get a field goal. A touchdown would be nice because I'm pretty sure the game's over at that point. So the Dolphins did go down. They picked up a bunch of first downs. They were able to get a good drive together, and they scored a field goal eventually. So at the end of that, it was 28-28. The Raiders did get the ball back, which was overtime's about to expire with time. So the Raiders basically got the last drive. And what do they go do? They break my heart and score a field goal, and the game is over 31-28. Raiders win. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know many Raiders fans, but I do have a couple Raiders fans as friends. And boy, I was so ready to talk shit. I had messages ready to go out to all my Raiders fans. I was so happy. I was so ready to leave with the dub and get right to playing the Colts the next week. Raiders broke my heart yet again. The Raiders moved to 3-0. The Dolphins fall to 1-2. Not in a good spot now. Raiders look real good right now. So to recap the whole game, I honestly feel better than I did going into it because Jacoby Brissett played very good. Our defense made stops when they need to. We had wide receivers that played a very good game, especially our rookie Jalen Waddle. He had a couple clutch catches there at the end. But still, we lost the game. I'm so tired. I hate losing football games. Oh my gosh. After the week 1 win we had against the Patriots that we barely squeaked it out, I knew this year was going to be the same as last year, basically. You know, we're going to win a couple games close that we honestly, if we played better, we would be able to win by more points, but that's just not the Dolphins' way at this point. Another way to summarize this is I hate our offensive coordinators. We have a dual offensive coordinator, so we have two, and the two brains, they don't think alike, and they are not helping at all. In fact, I think they are hurting the Dolphins, but our head coach loves them, so I don't really know what's going on there. I hope they figure it out soon because we are in a hole right now. We're 1-2 facing the Colts and Bucks the next 2 weeks. That is a tough schedule. So for all you people that are new here, I actually, at the end of the video, make a prediction for next week's game. So we are actually at home versus the 0-3 Colts. People who are real football fans know the Colts are a very good team. Their 3 losses they have on the year is the Seahawks, who will make the playoffs, the Rams, who might just be the best team in the NFL, and the Titans. We all know the Titans. Derrick Henry runs through everyone. Not a shame. Nothing to be ashamed about there. But we are 2-1 on picks this year. I think I'm going to go out on a limb, and I really do think the Dolphins win this one. The Colts are struggling. I know I've said that about the Bills. The Bills destroyed us. But I think we squeak out. I think we find a way to squeak out a win against the Colts. They don't look very good right now. You have no idea what they're doing with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz just looks like he can't stay healthy, and when he is healthy, he doesn't look like the Carson Wentz of old. So I do think the Dolphins win this one and move to 2-2. At least I hope so. I mean, hopefully if we figure it out on offense, we're good. Our defense is going to be our defense. We also do struggle against the run game. The Colts do have a very good running back who I have on my fantasy team, so it's a win-win either way. But I'd rather the Dolphins win this week. Please get to 2-2. Just get what you can get. Get 2 wins, please. Thank you for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Be sure to comment if you think I'm an idiot. Either way, go Fins.